All right, guys. Unit 4, Chapter 3, Lesson 3, Company Drill. This is going to be on page 109 in your notebook. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure where it is in your textbook. But at this point, you guys should be pretty adequate at pulling up your textbook. So you guys can follow along with the slide presentation in your book. I'll go ahead and read this chapter. And you have any questions, feel free to ask them as we go or when we do the review. Your essential question: how do you properly execute company formations and movement? What do you guys know about company drill? All right, you guys already know that company drill is a larger version of squad drill, that you address them as a company instead of a squad for halts and attention. Is the only time you call company, right? You know, it is 2 or more squads make a platoon, 2 or more platoons make up a company, 2 or more companies make up a battalion. That's important for your next class, which will be battalion drill. So true or false? Company drill provides the procedures for executing squad drill in conjunction with other squads in the same formation. That is false. Company drill does not provide the procedures. Squad drill actually gives you the basis for the procedures for company drill. All right. Remember, we always build up from smaller and go larger. So you started off, remember, you guys started off as a squad member, then went squad leader, platoon sergeant, first sergeant, company commander, whatever, and worked your way up. You started off at a small level, went to the next bigger level, and went to the next higher level. Now you guys should be doing full company or battalion drill at this point. These are your learning objectives. They will be found in a combination of this slideshow and in your reading assignment. The correct responses to commands when forming and marching the companies, the different types of company formations, and the drill commands, specific drill commands, and identify the locations of key platoon and company personnel. You guys should have this down by now. Define the keywords: arc, base, double time. You guys should have all those now. Double time is the running formation, running pace. I want to blow through these real quick. Class discussion about similarities and differences between platoon and company drill. This is one of the things I'm going to do in class. When you come back to watch this video, you should have already participated in this at your company level. So what drill commands and responses did you learn earlier in your ROTC career? We learned what? We learned all the facing movements: left face, right face, about face. We learned all the stationary movements: parade rest, at ease, stand at ease, attention. You learned column rights and lefts. You learned right flanks and left flanks. You learned rear march. And if you were really good, you got into a counter column march, okay? Also, the change of commands that we did, or up until this past year. This is a company in line with platoons in line. If you guys look at this, it talks about forming the company, changing interval, and aligning the company. This is where I'm talking about with you guys. You see the 5-step interval between the 2 platoons. All right, 5 steps between the last person and the first squad leader in the second platoon. If you look in the front, you'll see the company commander. You will see the guidon, which is 1 step behind. Okay, 1 step behind and 15-inch step to the side, or 2 15-inch steps to the side. These are all new slides for you guys, by the way. You'll see if the company commander is in the front, the platoon leader will be in the front of the platoons. If the first sergeant is in the front, then the platoon sergeants are in the front. So in this one, you actually have the first sergeants in the front of the formation. I'm sorry, I am wrong. That is the company commander and the platoon leaders in front of the formation. The ones with the X's, those are the enlisted guys. See, all the platoons are evenly spaced. You'll see first squad, first platoon is right next to first squad, second platoon, 5-step separation. And then you've got 3 steps back and 2 steps behind that. All right. Notice on this that when the platoon sergeant or the platoon leader goes to the back of the formation, they stand behind the formation and not in the formation. This is the marching formation. When we do a parade, you'll see the company commanders in the front, and 6 steps behind him is the first line of squad leaders. All right, see where the guidon is? Directly behind him. Give you guys a second to look at that one. I thought that jumped a slide. All right, company formations, company mass. That would be the battalion commander in the front with the guidon. I'm sorry, company mass is company commander in the front with the guidon. All the platoon leaders, and you should have the squad leaders in the front and everybody else behind them. Then you have the platoon sergeants and the first sergeant and the XO in the back. Remember, once again, on all of these, the enlisted guys, the sergeants, et cetera, are all in crosses, and the colored circles are all officers. How far apart are each of the squads? Standard, dress right dress. Okay, so 1 arm length apart. This is a company in column with platoons in line. We won't do these because this is a marching, and it just looks better for us to do it in mass. Okay. All right, so in formations with the company is formed by the company commander. Which of the commands is not used? Attention, post, receive the report, or report. Let's see, I'm going to get this one right. Ow. So when the company commander is out front, he does not give the command post. Post is given when you need the platoon sergeants back up front, et cetera. Okay. Actually, you should automatically come around. If you're the platoon leader, when the company commander comes up, you automatically come around in front of your platoon, and the platoon sergeant goes around to the back of the platoon. And then when the first sergeant comes around to the front, he comes around and places himself and replaces the lieutenant in front of the platoon. Okay, you guys should be doing that automatically. You're in 3rd platoon. You're standing directly behind your squad leader, who is 5 steps in back of the last cadet in 2nd platoon. First sergeant is positioned to the rear of the formation. What type of formation are you in? Company in a column with platoons in the column. That's not one we do here. So what's the difference with drill movements and company formations? You guys remember your time as a squad leader. You told your commands were given as squad attention. Now it's company attention because you have a lot more people. You got to remember that you're going to have larger spaces to make columns. Column right and column left, you need a lot more room. Flanks are going to require a little more room. Okay. You've just got to plan much farther ahead because you have an entire company instead of a squad or even a platoon. squad leader task, as you see in the picture here, giving them the cover down, get in their spacing so they can march. And one of the things you've got to think of more, you've got to think more on your feet. Remember, you've got to plan ahead what your commands are going to be long before you ever get to them. All right. I do not anticipate any parades this year because all of our parades are first semester, with the possible exception of homecoming parade. Since the football season has been moved to the spring, we may still do homecoming, just do it in the spring this year. More to follow on that. Be flexible. All right. Go into your notebook, save your performance assessment task, open it back up, write down your comments on your performance assessment task, save it, and then send it to me through your portfolio. And that is it for today's class.